Pisces, this is your April 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, then this is your reading. It's Romy here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me for this cosmic conversation. So we're opening up this month for you with the energy of the King of Swords. I think that you are wondering how you're going to fit everything together. I think based on experience, there's a appreciation that the differences and the complexities of certain dynamics just mean that you're almost asking for trouble when you bring certain things together, certain people together, and yeah, it's almost like that's what you're being asked to do this month. What's interesting is I think that there's a sort of deeper layer of meaning that's held within this. And what it's asking you is to really search for the meaning in what and whom you are surrounded by. And I think that the questioning of whether the energy is still a match to your field of resonance right now is going to help you to redefine moving forward some of your priorities and the value that you attribute to some of these things, situations, and people. And so, as we move into the beginning part of the month, Mercury is squaring with Pluto, making it a little bit uncomfortable, feeling in a way that our back is up against the wall. So, you might not like the particular approach that somebody has taken in regards to something. They may even be sort of almost trying to wrap rings around you a little bit. This builds us to a full moon in Libra at 16 degrees. And here we have illumination and something coming to fruition that for you almost heralds this time of complete reinvention. I think there's this recognition that, you're either too much or you're not enough. And, honestly, screw it. I think this time, this moment where you're at in your life and how you're moving forward, it's just like, I'm going to be me. And this full moon, is really about you being able to find that sense of balance within yourself, and we play with this dynamic with Aries and Libra energy of me versus we, and trying to kind of exercise your sense of independent, your sovereign sacred empowerment at the same time as being able to connect and show up in the right ways to relationships. Will give you a lot of food for thought, but that Libra full moon I think is quite defining, and there's certainly something that feels like it's landing in quite a powerful way for you. And the conversation that may take place I think feels wholly positive because you seem to take back this sort of the control really of the direction that it's moving towards, And I think one of the bigger themes that's playing out for you this month, Pisces, is learning to ask for more. And that can be deeply triggering on so many levels. And so ultimately, I think it is coming through as a little bit of a spiritual test, because not only in doing so does it give you the confidence and the validation, I think, that, you are worth more, but it also creates opportunity. You're literally asking for opportunity and it's showing up. And that also brings about a spiritual shortcut for you. So you don't have to waste time and you don't have to continue on in something that you have wholly outgrown. And in fact, I think there is this really strong sense of that through the course of April, the urgency and the intensity of this time that's really asking us now to take action and to move. And you are feeling acutely those areas of your life that just no longer feel comfortable to reside in and around. Now, following that full moon, regardless of how challenging things might have felt in any conversations, saying the tough things, having the truth talks, bringing it to light brings a level of success to kind of what happens next. Now we have Venus sextile to Neptune, which does work favorably for you on the 7th. And I feel there's something quite sweet here that wants to show up. And actually, especially from a creative perspective, whether this is an idea, something that you're working on, or that just can come into a specific experience that's happening in your world right now, it feels, wow, this is possible. Okay, we've had a breakthrough. All right, now all of a sudden the timing of this feels right. And this, I think, the theme for April of the intensity of these kind of solar storms that come through, especially in eclipse season, but followed very quickly by a more nourishing, soothing antidote is the thing that helps us to sort of maintain some semblance of um, sanity, shall I say, and just being able to kind of hold our nerve and keep grounded, really, to navigate and manage whatever the changes are that come in. Often eclipse season, of course, can bring non-negotiable changes that are quite powerful in their, at times, sudden and unexpected revelationary nature. So we're then going to make our way towards Venus coming into the sign of Gemini on the 10th of the month. Something quite light and flirtatious coming in around that. But importantly, in regards to Venusian ruled themes, our relationship, our prosperity and money consciousness, our sense of value, here we have the art of negotiation, this mercurial, quick, shape-shifting ability to be able to get what you need from any situation or any person. And I think you are in a quite unique position actually through the course of this month to kind of really get something that you've been working towards. You can do the hard things and you can still enjoy them as well, as what I pick up around this, but don't hide and expect to still be seen. So you also have to show up to the things that you want, to the places you need to be seen, and have the conversations with the people that you know can really help bring about the things that you're trying to manifest in your world. Now, the Four of Wands suggests to me that we have a bit of a firmer foundation with which to build upon something, and that might have been after having gone really soul searching, or perhaps having come through and out the other side of a particularly challenging experience that felt like something was almost lost, and then it felt that the recovery aspect, or being able to sort of pull it back from the brink, was possible. For some of you, there may be things going on very close to home, shifts and changes in and around your house or your work environment. There may be some important events that are coming through this month that, again, I feel you are ready to kind of show up to with a slightly different energy. We've come out of your solar returns, and this is now you sort of showing this new version of you to the world. Yeah, so, sometimes the connections that we come across are very real, and they feel really fated and meant. And yet, for whatever reason, they're still not necessarily meant to be a part of our future. And I think that there's a sort of slight confusion I see coming through for Pisces this month in relation to that, where you're second guessing yourself, or you're trying to look back over a certain experience with a certain person or something. And, again, it's about being open in both heart and mind to see where the universe wants to take you. It's sort of back to that old saying of people come into your life for a reason or a season or a lifetime. What I do love for you, and I want to kind of call this out as I talk about the 11th of the month that sees the Sun conjunct Jupiter in Aries. Last time this happened was April 2011. We also have Pluto and Venus trining together. Your dream became a plan, and it's about to become a reality. And I think if I'd asked you that like 12 months ago even, you would have been like, no way. There's no way that that's going to happen, or by that time, or in that way. And yet there's something kind of extraordinary, but equally quite grounded and understood by you about the movement forward now and the manifestation of this showing up. And even if that doesn't land for you quite yet, even if you feel like you don't know where you're at, I really encourage you to sit with that, because what it means is that you're going to really begin to pay attention. And as you start to pay attention, you're just going to start to listen more attentively. And as you start to listen, you're going to disregard some of those more limiting beliefs and things that have been trying to hold you back. And you're going to make a decision on where you want to place your focus and your intention and your attention. And from that, you're going to start to get some really beautiful signs that, again, will help lead back into this storyline that I'm talking about. So the Sun conjunct Jupiter is going to bring some upside, some positive news, some momentum, some charge, some movement forward. And again, from this more solid base, the foundation that's now been able to come kind of back in, you feel confident, a natural rising sense of confidence to be able to take this on, even if you don't know what the bloody hell you're doing. That's okay. Yeah, there's no issue here if there's some wobble wobbles and some doubts and some kind of, I don't know how this is going to work, but I just feel compelled to just keep going because things are starting to come together, they're starting to show up, and it feels a bit messy, but you might even wonder why you made some of the choices that you did in the first place. But in a way, I don't think you have the choice. I think this is just inextricably pulled by some of those cosmic forces. And this is a month where certainly people are going to be showing up in very profound, significant ways to support and to help you on your path to achieve something that I think is very destined for you at this moment in time. Not everyone will be on board with that. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will be able to wrap their head around why you're doing what you're doing. And, you know, the distractions that can come from that are powerful. And if you're not careful, will, you know, have you turning around or going back into an old energy that just feels heavy and creates that sense of anxiety. You know, everyone has something to say. Everyone is interfering. You have a lot of outside interference this month, Pisces. A lot of outside interference. And, you know, if you're not careful, that can really disrupt your peace of mind. And, you know, wider than that, in the collective, it's easy to look out there and feel like, wow, you know, what can I make of this? How on earth can I show up in an enlightened, joyful, inspired, creative way when everything just feels like it's getting worse and worse and worse and more broken? And yet, not only is help showing up in the seen, it's coming through in the unseen. And my guides were really adamant this month to bring through and discuss the significance and the power of seventh dimensional energies, especially through April and moving forward. What do I mean by that? The angelic realm, the archangels, and specifically unicorn energy, as well as fae, elementals, mermaids. So regardless of your belief system around the reality of these mythical energies, they are here to support us at a heart and a soul level. And if you find yourself being blocked or unsure or dismissive of that, that's okay. But I would say at least try and go away and do the inner work to get yourself to a place of neutrality where you have no opinion either way, because then you're not blocking. Because if you're blocking this, what else are you blocking? What else are you avoiding, not wanting to see or acknowledge about the universe and the cosmos at large? And our realities are going to continue to be blown open. So unicorn energy stepping forth this month in a beautiful, enlightened way to really support something very specific at a soul level that you're meant to achieve, you're meant to be focused upon, that's going to help you overcome a challenge that I think is rooted deep within you, back ancestrally into past life energy. And my sacred soul support this month were working in the light with ascending with unicorn energy. In the shadow, we're releasing sacred vows and agreements, those contracts that we've been bound to through the bloodline, through our ancestors, that are having a very real impact and effect on our ability to show up, to be seen, to be open to the abundance and the receptivity of everything that is meant for us in this divine blueprint of this contract in this time. And if your dream is about to become a plan, or already has, and is therefore on its way to being your reality, I need you to also sit in the energy of, if I know that this is going to succeed, because it is, if I knew that everything is going to be working in my favor to support the realization of this dream that I've held for however long, then how would that change my attitude, my approach, my energy, my action this month? And as we approach the new moon, Act 2 in this partnership of Aries energy, first one, of course, on March 21st, this one on the 19th of April, a solar eclipse at 29 degrees, very fated. You know, it's going to come in and it's saying, okay, we're gonna seal the deal. Are you ready? Are you ready? So the distractions are part of the test. Push through them. You're going to have to say no to something, meet it with grace, and know that what sits on the other side of that is something so much better. Ask for more. Work on the trigger that comes through for you. And, you know, you may well meet someone who is truly a force of nature around that time of the month. And Let that be an inspiration. Let it move you. Let it guide you to discover your own unique expression, and then step forward with that wildly and brightly and with everything that you have to offer, because this is what's really going on in April for you. The energies are coalescing to help strip away and allow you to be more of who you want to be. What do you want to be known as, Pisces? What do you want to be known for? You know, even if the changes that come in on some level are non-negotiable, you still have the opportunity intentionally to set the energetic tone of what you're about to experience and how you're going to respond to it. So if you're new to the channel, we cover the 3 remaining cards in the extended version of the reading. You'll find the link for that in the comment and description box underneath. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and clarify the main spread, see what additional messages are going to give us some insight to that extended version. So we have the 6 of Wands coming through again here. Some real recognition showing up for you this month pertaining to something. Quite rightly, I think finally somebody really hears you, really witnesses or sees what you've been saying, what you've been creating, what you've been doing. Ace of Swords coming through, Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. 7 of Swords, 2 of Cups. You know, with that Libra full moon, there's undoubtedly some emphasis around relationships. Another ace coming through there, Knight of Earth. And I think, you know, issues around trust with that 7 of Swords are definitely likely to be discussed and, you know, gone through. Moon energy. 5 of Cups here. All the decks that I use are also listed in the comment and description box. One more came out there, so we'll take it. We've got the 4 of Cups. We've also got the Ace of Cups. All that beautiful water helping you be of flow. Remember, Mars in Cancer now is saying we can take action, but we have to come at it from a heart space, literally. If it doesn't move us, then we're not going to feel compelled or be able to sustain our motivation levels around it. You're also seeking to take action toward things that are going to give you an increased sense of emotional security or safety. Yeah, so keep that in mind as well. Of course, it's a bit of an indirect energy, not always the easiest to deal with Mars in Cancer. So we tend to have that sort of having to come around the houses before we can ask for what we want. So again, if you're asking for more this month, you might be kind of coming at it, you know, a few different ways before you finally kind of just take ownership and be assertive and sort of come in directly. I think that will serve you much better. So I'm going to invite you to think about a personal question. Might not have immediately shown itself in the main spread so far. Again, we'll cover that in our extended version. Okay, so let's take a look at some oracle cards for your April reading now, Pisces. Just clarifying again this main spread. This is Life Soul Vision Oracle, my new deck. You'll see the box here. You can find this over on my website. Also, my new book, Moon Musings, is now out. Again on the website, but it will also be on Amazon in physical, digital and audio versions at some point through the month, so keep an eye out. It's a curated collection of all of my musings, and will meet you wherever you are on your soul journey, you know, just offering healing, inspiration, and I hope resonance for you to just feel comforted and soothed. Mirrors of the mind and honesty at the edge of quiet. A lot of stuff going on within the mind set for you this month. Another sun though, beautiful. Celestial stillness with solstice. Spirit wolf, certainty of trust, beautiful. You have Queen of Air, light language. Earth star energy, beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and pull these unicorn oracles now. These beautiful 7th dimensional mythical energies coming through the golden ray, wanting to support you. Really invite you to connect into my soul journey, to feel their presence, and you know, however you approach this, maybe you already work with these energies. There is a strengthening and a sense of power coming through, because as we raise our frequency, their ability to be able to flood more light onto the earth is really profound. Gentleness, be kind to yourself and others. What a stunning image. you meeting your unicorn guide here. And of course, if we were able to relive all of those Atlantean lifetimes, you would remember that you had a unique unicorn guide with you in each of those lifetimes, and perhaps the reunion is set to take place through the course of this month and in the coming weeks. This is Diana Cooper's deck, working with the unicorns. Soul healing, that's why they're here. Align with your essence, see your true colours, really beautiful. Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. I will continue this conversation with you on the extended. Please be sure to check my book and my deck out. You'll also find the goddess and angel reports and the sacred soul support journeys over on my website. I will see you again next time. You take it easy.